My name is Glenn Gathard. I'm the head of recording and editorial for the Pinewood Studios group. Currently we're in Theatre 2 at Shepperton Studios. This is our Foley Theatre where we all work and where we make sound effects for feature films and for games and for other projects. Our job is to make anything from the sound of a man walking down the street to a car crashing through the wall. We'll do everything from the footsteps for the characters, their cloth moves as they move around, and their weapon strikes and any abilities they have, and we'll organically make sounds that can be used within the game to bring it to life. I've worked on lots of different film titles. I've worked on Harry Potter's and Bond's and Ex Machina that's out currently. Paddington, which was really good fun. One of my favourites was probably working on Batman. In terms of games, worked on lots of things, but I particularly like the Total War series, like Rome that's come out and Attila that's out now. But we also worked with the console team on Alien Isolation. That was brilliant. Did everything from helping make the sounds of the alien to Ripley's feet walking around the ship to little creaks and stresses that make you feel paranoid as you're walking around where the alien is. Lots of detail. So the layout of the room that you're in currently, the floor down here was laid for Harry Potter, which is an oak floor for Dumbledore's office. So we use that on all sorts of films, but initially went in for the Harry Potter films because we want to make a nice, authentic environment for Dumbledore's office. It all looks like a mess, but it's all kind of a mess for a reason because we're currently working on a project. And we've got a marble surface that we use for anything for like posh manor houses or sometimes for effects to do sword swings off it. Over here we have a car door attached to a wall that we use for obviously for car doors and other weird things like there's all doors attached to the walls and gates and a whole variety of props that to most people would look like junk, but to us we pick and collect anything that makes an interesting sound. So visually it might look rubbish, but to us that rubbish is golden. That's what we make the sounds of the films and the games with. This is actually a sock that's full of nuts and garlic, and during the game Alien Isolation with Creative Assembly, this is one of the layers that is made up for the alien itself, and it's basically crunchy grinding noises. So that's an interesting approach because we wanted something that was organic. We didn't want to use something particularly fleshy. So we basically tried all different objects out and we ended up partially using a sock that had garlic and nuts in. So this was one of the main things that we used to make hisses for the alien blood itself. We filled a soldering iron here with Coke because of the sugar, and then we could create, I mean it's a fire hazard, but it's a good fun way of making what you want alien blood to sound like, really. We're currently in the prop store that is situated behind the main screen that you've seen before. So this is basically what we make all the sounds from for the games and the films. This looks like a jumble sale, but everything is in here for a reason. There's things like this, which is different switches. There's weapons here, Roman armour and guns, and anything you can basically ever want within a film, we have in here. It's like a giant puzzle. Quite an amazing place. The general workflow of what we do in Foley is that we have a team of editors here at Pinewood that will go through and prep the sounds that are needed in a session. We would come into this room and we'd start working to normally a picture on the big screen up here. A Foley artist would be here and I would be recording, or Pete or Gemma would be recording and we would basically go about reenacting what is happening on screen. So layers and all different layers to basically make up that sound. This is the case that we use for the Paddington film. So whether it's Paddington walking down the street and we need to make the noise, and we would do that, our Foley artist would do that, watching the screen as Paddington walks along and if he puts it down. So that would be recorded and would end up, and then our same editors that have prepped the session outside would then take this away, and in the background we'll be making sure that everything was edited perfectly in sync, to the point that you should just think that is reality and that is the real sound. That's what we're always doing, is we're trying to make a sound that is completely believable, and that if we do our jobs well, you don't question it for a second, you just believe that is the real sound. You don't think, oh, a Foley artist has made that, or what great Foley that is, because if you notice it as being Foley, then we haven't done our jobs properly.
Yeah.